So there was this point in time where I met a girl out swing dancing, and we really hit it off. We spoke really well together. We danced really well together. It was a great time. And she mentioned to me that she wanted to add me on Facebook, and she would do that later on. And I did. I got a friend request on Facebook about 3 days later, and it was from the girl that I swung dance with. And it was great. I immediately shot her a message and said, "Hey, let's go out for dinner sometime." And she says, "Tonight's good for me. Is it good for you?" I said, "Yes." And so we agreed to meet in a parking lot in between where we lived to drive off to Steak and Shake together so we can have more time to talk before we go on the date and whatever. And so I get to the parking lot. I'm waiting there for about 45 seconds to a minute, and I see a girl walking towards my car. Only it's not the girl that I had thought I had asked out. It was a different girl that I had danced with the same night. That honestly, I swear I had blocked out that entire interaction with her because it was the most awkward thing of my life. It was the most awkward dance of my life. She couldn't hold a conversation well. She felt like she was a rag doll when I was dancing with her. It was not a good time. We didn't mesh well at all, and I feel like it was just weird. And I'm sitting there thinking, how the hell? Why is she on this? Did I ask out the wrong girl? How the fuck did I do that? Turns out, when I got a friend request on Facebook, it was the wrong person. This girl, who hadn't even told me she was going to add me on Facebook or anything like that, had just shot me a friend request 3 days later. And I had asked her out. And you're going to go, "Eric, how the fuck did you not notice her profile picture?" No, because I wasn't expecting any other friend requests. I just assumed that the first girl that added me that looked familiar or had a name that looked familiar was the girl that I danced with. And I immediately asked her out. So the lesson I learned there was to always look at the fucking profile picture of a person that adds you as a friend if you plan on asking them out through Facebook, which also is very weird. I wish I hadn't done that in the first place. But regardless, we go on the date. It's really fucking awkward. My heartbeat was racing 180 beats per minute before we even gone on the date because at this point I had known I had asked out the wrong girl, and I knew that she was awkward as fuck and this date was just going to go miserably. Well, we go on the date. She's a slow eater because, my luck couldn't have been any worse. Bad date. She's a slow eater, so it's going to last even longer. And we finally go back to the parking lot, and I say goodnight. Nice to meet you. Maybe we'll talk again. I'm absolutely not going to talk to her again. No offense to her. She's got nothing going for her. She wasn't attractive. She wasn't fun to talk to. She was just nothing for me. She didn't do it for me. And she doesn't get out of my car. She looks out my windshield for about 30 seconds, just this awkward, weird staring. And then she looks at me and she gives me this look. And the look, like the "I want to ravage you" look, or "take me home and do with me as you please" look. And I'm sitting there thinking, shit, how do I get this girl out of my car without being rude or getting shanked? Because she's slightly mentally unstable, I think. And so I start saying goodbye in about 50 different ways that I know. Like, "Goodbye, nice to meet you. I'll see you next time. Hopefully we can meet each other again." All this random shit. Finally, she gets out of my car. And finally, she starts walking to her car. You could tell she's disappointed that I didn't ask her to make out in the backseat or get frisky or come home with me or anything like that. And I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. For the past 2 hours, I've been trying to get the fuck out of there. And so finally, she goes back to her car and drives off. And I just take a nice big sigh of relief, and it's much better. And then the next week, later on in the week, 4 days later, because it was a Monday or a Sunday that we'd gone out, whatever. It's Thursday again. I went out swing dancing, met the girl that I had initially wanted to ask out. Found out that she was also fucking crazy. She was working on writing a fantasy novel with orcs and elves and fucking weird erotica shit. And I was just like, never mind, you're weird too. But I wish that I'd gone on a date with you because at least we had some chemistry. And so, long story short, if you ever meet a girl out swing dancing, she's psycho. Don't date her. That's it. Yep, it's the shittiest advice I've ever given. I'm sure some of them are normal. I've yet to meet one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.